Welcome back to Morgan Dollar Mondays with Massabesic Gold and Silver. This week I have a whole bunch of resources to share with you, all on the Morgan Silver Dollar, so I hope you stick around for that. I am Dean with Massabesic Gold and Silver. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. Out of all the channels on YouTube, you decide to stop by and check out mine, which makes me extremely happy, and I hope you put lots in the comments letting me know what you think of this video and other videos I have produced. So here it is, the official Red Book. This is the 7th edition of the Mega Red Book. This is all on American Silver Dollar. And if we turn here particularly, this is all on the Morgan Silver Dollar. This is a great resource for beginner collectors of the Morgan Silver Dollars or even peace dollars. Gives great background history on the dollar itself, on the mints, shares how the coins were stored, and it even has a lot of information here on George T. Morgan, the designer and engraver. As you continue through this chapter, it gets into the individual coins. It also talks about coin grading, gives some nice photos of the grades, and it also just has a really wonderful information on the business strike coins as well as the proof coins. So here's a nice 1890 Carson City in PCGS graded holder, Fair 2. This is a great coin. Lots of coins like these are out there that are not graded, and you might find one and you might want to know more about the coin. So this is a great resource for that. You turn here and right at the top of the page, we have our 1890 Carson City. It gives you all the information starting with a mintage of 2,309,041. And then it gives great commentary on the key to collecting, surface quality, and even some prices as a guide. This book is edited by Q. David Bowers. And it's just a great resource, like I said, as you can read here, talking about the surface quality. Striking varies from weak at the centers to fairly sharp, the last being the general rule. Just really great how he just talks about each thing that we all care about, luster, strike, all that stuff. That's really good. With this coin, luster and strike doesn't really matter as it is in such a low grade, but it would be able to be a starting point for you if you found a coin like this, or maybe you inherited it. I wanted to kind of go through this a little bit more before we move on to the other resources. So I have another coin for us to look up. Here's a nice 1900 mint state 65 and an A&A graded holder. So let's see. Let's go to the 1900. Let's see. Which page is that? Oh, here we go. Right in the middle of the page. So 1900. So right off, we see the mintage is 8,830,000. Gives a great thing of the key to collecting, talking about the new reverse hub was introduced that year. So great history, great background on the different parts of the minting process. And then of course you get the surface quality here too. Striking is usually below average. Sharp pieces can be found, etc. And then it even talks about the proofs that were struck. Only 912 proofs, but yeah. Anyway, so this is just again, this is just look at the price there of the dimple. It always kicks me on some of these all these prices, but we do not have a dimple here. We just have a nice gem coin. You can see how flat it is at the center of this coin, but it is a nice coin overall. But it's just, again, this is a great resource for any new collector that you just want to know more about Morgan Silver Dollars. And this is one of those relatively cheap too. You can pick these up used for about $35. Brand new, I think it's a little bit more, closer to 50. But just so much knowledge. And then if you are into peace dollars, this is a little sidebar here, I guess. Great information on the peace dollars. Again, guide to collecting, which is really nice, especially if you don't know much about the peace dollar. Just really, really, really good collecting advice and history. Talking about why they made the peace dollar and everything. But and of course the peace dollar and the Morgan dollar kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people enjoy both. Myself, I prefer the Morgan dollar more, but there's a lot of collectors out there that really just like those peace dollars, and that's okay too. So great resource. Like I said, you can pick it up used at a reasonable price. You can also get them brand new on pretty much anywhere your major book suppliers out there. The second resource that I recommend often, and I really think everybody needs to know, especially if you want to know more about VAMs, this is your book. This is the Comprehensive Catalog and Encyclopedia of Morgan and Peace Dollars by Leroy Van Allen and George Mallis. This is just, it's a big book. It is expensive, brand new. It's right around $89 to $95. But it just has so much in it. The bulk of the book is about VAMs, but Van Allen and Mallis, they just put so much in here on the minting process, the differences with the mints, and just everything is in this book. It can be a little overwhelming, actually. I'm just kind of going through here. Great glossary terms, great pictures as well in this book. A lot of wonderful resources. Great history in here. Talking about from the early design. This is also talking about the minting process itself. I think everybody should own this book, especially if you're into Morgan dollars, and especially if you're into the VAMs. And we'll get a little bit more into what a VAM is, but you can see here great pictures overall as I just kind of flip through. It also has the peace dollars, because some peace dollars have VAMs. Oh yeah, this is my video that I did on Proof-like and Dimples. This is that page. Just great resources. There's some great pictures in here on grading. This whole chapter here is all on grading, both the peace dollar and Morgan dollar. They also have a great chapter on counterfeits, how to look for it. Oh, this one's kind of cool. This is how to take pictures of your coins. We don't really have that today, since everybody has their phone. But I do want to say, okay, so when we say VAM, what does that mean, VAM? Well, it's Van Allen and Mallis, so VAM. That's when you hear VAM, that's what they're referring to. This book and all the VAMs, if you will, the varieties that they found. There's also a great online site called VAMworld.com. It also has it goes beyond the top 100 Morgan VAMs that Van Allen and Mallis came up with. Also a great resource online. So let's take a look at this. This is an 1880S, mint state 65. This is an 8/7 variety. So what does that mean? So if you come across this, this is how you can use this encyclopedia. You can go right at the top of the page here. It tells you the years. So if we flip back here, we're going to look for 80S, 1880S. I will say there are a lot of VAMs for the 1880S, so bear with me. And I just wanted to show you the resource. Whoops, I went a little too far. Yep, I did. Let's go. So here it is, the beginning of the 1880S VAMs. So you can see here, the different VAMs that are known, the large number of die varieties for the 80S. But as they say, the majority of those are minor double dates, which is fine. I think it's kind of fun to do or to look at. But most of these can be a lot of fun to collect. You can see there's a great double date there. You can see the over dates here as well at the bottom of the screen. Oh, the crossbar is kind of fun too, the 8/7 crossbar. I do not have that. I just have the 8/7. So you can just kind of go through and just check out each picture, see if your coin matches up to these, because it kind of goes back to, you don't want to trust always what is on the label, because VAMs are often overlooked because you have to pay more to have a VAM attribution added to a label. So a lot of people just they don't do it. So you will find overdates, you will find repunched mint marks, or even mint marks over another mint mark that aren't listed on the label itself. So this is a great resource for that, and I recommend it to all Morgan dollar collectors. All right, let's see. And I apologize for as long how long this video is, but I really wanted to share with you all these resources. So on my Kindle, I have this. This is a great book. This is the guidebook of Morgan Silver Dollars. This is also by Q. David Bowers, and if you notice, the foreword is written by Leroy Van Allen. This is the 4th edition. I know there's many editions, but this is the one I got on my Kindle, and I like it. I kind of enjoy it on the Kindle because like you can just read here the chapters and just say, okay, let's look at the minting process. We want to know what that's all about. So you go here, it brings you to chapter 4, and it starts talking about the different minting processes that existed with the Morgan silver dollar. This goes into very much into depth. So if you are like me and you want to geek out on something, this is a great resource for that. You can just really go through here and go into the nuances of the minting process for Morgan dollars at that time. This again, some people are gonna really like this and not or not at all. I love this picture. Imagine the Morgan dollars by the barrel. Oh, that's awesome. And it takes you right up until today. This is a great chapter too. The 5 Morgan silver dollar mints gives you the histories of the mints themselves. The Philadelphia mint it starts with talks about the original mint and then the mints that came after. Talks about the beginning of certain mints and then the closures of some and so on. But let's look at it. Let's look at a coin here. So here is a nice 1898 PCGS graded mint state 66 plus. Really nice luster on this coin. I really enjoy this coin. So say we wanted to look that up in this book. And this is kind of like the Mega Red book except with more information. So I really, if I could get this to work, if you really want to know more information on a coin, this is the book for you. Let's get up here to 1898. Oh, let's see. I guess I gotta scroll faster here. I don't want to be here all night. Okay, so 98S. We're gonna go back. 98.0. Okay, so again, it gives you optimal collecting grade. Circulation strike mintage, so 4,440,000, and then it gives you kind of just one of those, all about the coin. So the 1898.0 is the first of the big 3 rarities released from a long sealed vault in November 62 to ignite the great treasury release treasure hunt. So yeah, this is kind of cool. I talked about this in another video of mine where previously in mint state the 98.0 was considered a rarity. Of course, now today it's plentiful in all grades, which is kind of funny. Talks about the surface quality, the proof coins, the mintage and distribution. If you really want to geek out, it gives you the exact numbers that were produced per month. And then, of course, it gives you estimation of what exists today that's graded and not graded, and a little bit of the price guide as well. Again, I really like this book a lot. I love Bowers' commentary. He does a great job talking about the Morgans. Let's look at one more here, though, before we move on from this resource. Here's a nice 84 Carson City. This is just a beautiful coin, even though it's just a nice choice coin, but, it looks a little bit better than that. But anyway, so let's go back here. Whoops, if I can get this going. To the 1884 Carson City. Let's see. Too far back. That's the other thing too. He puts in a nice history before. So when each year he starts with a little history. So Grover Cleveland was the winner of the presidential election in November of 1884. That's kind of cool. And then it kind of goes into just give some more little historical nuggets, which is a lot of fun. And then you get to the 1884 Philly, and then on to the 1884 Carson City. So again, talks about the optimal grade, mint state 65 for collecting, mintage 1,136,000, and then it just kind of goes into just talking about the coin itself. How many, the history of the coin, meaning that like the 84cc, as he puts here, is one of those coins that was like put away immediately and would not see the light of day until 1964. So think about that. So large amounts of the 84 exist out there today in mint state, I should say. Again, goes on to the surface quality, proof-like coins. It's just a great resource. If you want to know more about collecting the Morgan dollar, oh yeah, this is just a nice way to kind of go through each chapter. But I do recommend books for Kindle. I've got quite a few books on my Kindle here that has to do with coins and paper money. Just really great. So let me just go back to the title page so you can remind yourself here. So this is the Guidebook of Morgan and Silver Dollars, a complete history and price guide. Just a really great resource, also put out by Redbook, and another book by Bowers, which like I said, I really enjoy his commentary. Last but not least is one awesome gentleman, Wayne Miller's The Morgan and Peace Dollar textbook. David Bowers will often quote him. So here, what's kind of cool is I picked this up used, and it's a signed copy, and the person selling the book didn't even say that it was signed. I picked this up for $30 on eBay. I will say it smells a little smoky, but that's okay. The beginning of the book gives you here a whole bunch of terms for that are relevant to Morgan dollar collecting, and I think it's just nice to have these terms to kind of another starting place for a new collector. You can read about it, and then you can kind of understand or follow conversations people are having, either online or in a coin group. It's just a great resource to educate yourself. I do like Wayne Miller's writing style. I do prefer Bowers a little bit more, but Wayne Miller is a great resource if you want to know more about Morgan and Peace dollars, the history and about the coins themselves. I really appreciate how many photos are in this book of the coins. So this is all on grading. This is just kind of sharing, the photo grades, and talking about it, the ANA's standard guide of grading as well. He does talk a lot about the factors affecting the uncirculated silver dollar, so the strike, luster, just everything about it, which is just really, really, really cool that that many writers have put together this for collectors. So we know this is one of my favorite chapters. He did a whole chapter on toning, or I shouldn't say chapter, I should say section on toning, just explaining what toning is, what makes what was the process of the toning, why it is the way it is, and just the different looks. Again, I appreciate the photos that he used. Here's our nice toned 85 that I picked up not too long ago. It seems like it fits right in here with these other crescent toned coins. Just really, really, really cool. I know somebody said to me that this was a wiped coin, and that's why the toning is the reason, but I just don't see that. Anyway, I'm not going to argue online, but anyway, lots of different toning here on proofs as well, and on some business strikes. He goes into great detail about it. That's what I think I love about it, talking about the different types of toning out there. Anyway, let's put that down for a second here. We're going to get out a coin that we're going to look up. So let's see. We're going to start with this 1886 New Orleans Morgan silver dollar. So let's go to the page here. I don't think I marked it. Yeah, I didn't mark it. But like the Van Allen book, the Van Allen and Mouse book, it's really easy to find. He's got it right up here in the upper right. And you can read all about this date, a little bit of history, what the coins look like in mint state, how they came out, as the hoards were released from the treasury. It talks a little bit about clash dies and things like that. It's just it's just a great resource if you're new to collecting, or if you want to know a little bit more. He always gives the mintages as well. He'll talk a little bit about value with some coins, but of course this book's been written such a long time ago, I wouldn't really pay too much attention to that. Here's a nice 1879S mint state 66 with the reverse 1879. Let's look that one up in the book. So let's see, it should be right at the beginning here. So here it is, by date analysis, which is awesome. So again, really easy to see. You just turn the pages and we find ourselves right here, the 1879S. So he just, again, it goes into the history, goes in a little bit more detail about the Morgans themselves. You know, and if it interests you, I know I'm probably boring people with this video, but I'm just trying to encourage you. These are reputable numismatists who studied a long time on these coins. Interviewing dealers, interviewing collectors of huge hoards, going through bags and bags and bags, and just studying these coins. And then they put it all together in a book for us, so that we have a great resource. And like I said, Wayne Miller, one of the most respectable folks out here. I wanted to share with this. The 95S and the 93cc, a lot of those came out of the Redfield Hoard, and it's really funny. And I love what he put in here, the third paragraph, I think. Yeah, one of the most amazing acts of incompetence in the history of collecting. He's talking about the Redfield collection. I'll put up a picture of what those coins looked like. You'll see them all the time on eBay. But apparently the company which was engaged in the inventory and appraised the hoard ran several thousand mint state dollars through a coin counter. And the damage is most evident on the 1893 Carson City dollars. Could you imagine that? Huge wheel marks on them. And this is a rare coin. I should have said that before. He puts at the lower right and lower left of each page the rarity of the coin. So, you can see here, not so rare in your lower mint states, but rarer in the higher mint states. And it's just kind of nice that he does that, so you get a sense. Like, here's an 86, not rare in any state. But anyway, one more resource I should talk about is there's a great website on toned Morgans if you want to know more about it. monstertonedmorgans.com is a great resource if you want to know more about toned Morgan dollars. And thanks everybody for sticking around to the end of the video, which I'm amazed you did. So thank you so much, and until we meet again, stay safe and continue to enjoy.